Hey, what's up guys, and welcome in this new tutorial where I'm gonna show you a bassline trick used by Merther that will make your tech house track more original and unique. So you might have heard this bassline in his track Merther, which has been Beatport #1, and this is what it sounds like in his original version. So we have this very unique and new type of tech house bassline, which is really easy to do and it's not very used in tech house tracks. So this can be a great way to make your bassline more unique and make them stand out even more. We're gonna start with the MIDI, which basically reproduces the original track from Merther. As you can see, some notes are overlapping because we are gonna create a glide effect here. And as for the synth, obviously we're gonna use Serum 2. We already have a kickstart for a bit of sidechain. And now we can go into the processing of creating this bassline. So we're gonna have to go into the basic shapes. And we're gonna load the sine wave on oscillator B, and we're gonna go in basic shape, and we're gonna load a square wave on the other oscillator. So we're gonna reduce the octave to -3 like this, since we have the MIDI here written in C3, so we don't want to go too low on the piano roll. So as you can hear, this is really the basis of the bass synth that we are producing. So just combining these two shapes will give you a very close result. However, we want to go obviously a bit deeper and create something a bit more professional. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by increasing the unison voices on the sine wave, because if you heard the bass is not really mono, it's a bit wider. So we're gonna reduce a bit of the detune, and basically we have our bass wider. Obviously you want to make sure that very lows are in mono, but you can do that later on the processing of the bassline. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the FM function, and we're gonna trigger the FM from oscillator A. Now we are gonna be at around 20%. Then we're gonna take the velocity source and we're gonna link it to the FM from A, and we're gonna reduce it so that we only have just a tiny bit. So as you can see, as the notes are playing, we are having a different value on the FMA. I wanna go around 5% here. Something like this, not too aggressive. And then we're gonna go in the voicing to set up the glide effect between the notes. So we're gonna enable mono legato, and we're gonna set the port time to around 100 milliseconds. And as you can hear now, the notes are gliding. The last thing we want to do here is set up our filter. So we're gonna go for both oscillator A and B. Let's add a bit of drive, and this is what we have so far. So we're gonna use the drums from the original to play together with this bassline. Yeah. Yeah. So already already it's very similar. Obviously you can do much more processing on the channel itself, but I'm gonna try to do as much as possible inside of Serum so that you can have a complete preset to use. To do that, we're gonna now go into the effects section. So if you heard on the original track, you have a kind of a wobbly effect to the bassline, and we are gonna easily reproduce that by using this other filter. We're gonna use an LFO and we're gonna link it to the cutoff. We're gonna change the rate to 1/8. So we're gonna make it a bit smaller. Yeah. Then here you obviously can set the amount of high end that you want, but as you can hear, we have this wobbly effect to the bassline. Yeah. Yeah. Like this. And the last and most important thing here is the distortion. So we're gonna use a really heavy diode 1 type of distortion. Yeah. 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 Like this. And here you have your bassline. Now, one thing that you might want to check depending on your track is the amount of sub that you have. So one thing you can do is you can enable the sub oscillator and add another sine wave, this one without unison, without anything, which works as the foundation. Yeah. As you can hear, we have a bit more low end, but this really depends on the kick that you have on your track. So yeah, basically this is it. Now let's have a listen to the full preset together with the drums from the MauP song. Yeah. Yeah, and that's all for this tutorial. Don't forget to check out our sample packs and Serum presets from the link in the description below. Let us know what tutorials would you like to see next, and I'll see you soon. Bye!